Welcome to Inside Marquette Basketball here at the Al McGuire Center. I'm Sophia Minnaert, joined by Marquette head coach Shaka Smart. And Coach, Merry Christmas. We're getting ready here to resume the season. Big East Conference play is underway, and after the Providence game, your players got to have a little Christmas break, got to go home for a couple of days, and now you're getting ready for the Seton Hall game. Just what do you think your players can take away from getting a couple days at home, recharging with their families, and now they're back on campus ready to go again?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just getting a chance to be around your family. It's a lot of sacrifice that goes into being a student athlete at this level. And then when you add in playing basketball, which is a 2-semester sport, it means that your season's going straight through the holidays. So after we played last Tuesday, guys got a chance to go home. A lot of our guys went home straight from Providence. And then we came back, everyone got back on Christmas Eve. We practiced on Christmas Day. It's a perfect Christmas day for me as a coach. Got a chance to be around my family some, but also got a chance to be around my basketball family, my guys, and we got on the court. When you come back from a break, you never know exactly what you're going to get based on travel, based on, guys being away from each other. But, not surprising with this group. We had a great practice session. The guys were very spirited, very competitive. It was all about, let's move forward on, preparing for this next game. And we're excited about the Seton Hall game. As
you're coming back from this break, your team is sitting in a great position. You have a 9-4 record. You've split the first 2 Big East Conference games against both Creighton and Providence. In general, Coach, where do you think your team is right now in terms of the level of play that you're seeing from them and the consistency with which they're playing?
Well, we played 13 games, and I think our guys have done a really good job adhering to our #1 goal coming into this season, which has been we want to grow as much as any team in the country from the end of August until the end of the season. And then we want to be playing our best basketball in late February and during the month of March. And so far, I think our guys have really emphasized growth individually and as a team. But the exciting thing is there's still a ton of room for growth. There's still a lot of opportunities with the individuals on our team, with our coaching staff, with our whole group, where we can keep getting better.
Do you think that your offense is ahead of the defense? Are they even? You know that there's been such a focus on the defensive identity, right, and establishing that. Where do you think your team is on both sides of the ball?
That's a great question. I think, obviously you're shooting for being a terrific team on both ends. There's a reason that that's really hard to do. I would say for us, we've had stretches where we played really, really well on both ends, but we haven't put that together as much as we would have liked. The other team has something to do with that as well. Let's be honest, all the feedback and social media and ESPN and all that, Fox, everything, it's tilted a little bit towards the offensive end. So as coaches, we have to, get these guys to understand that defense is a huge part of creating winning. I think we've had some stretches in games where we've done really well offensively and at times maybe traded baskets. And so we just got to keep getting better on that end. Now you're playing against teams that are really good and hard to defend. So that's part of, for a young team, getting older, getting tougher, getting more mature to understand that it takes what it takes.
Defensively, you're holding opponents to around 70 points per game, and we know how much you guys focus on deflections and kills and rebounding, of course. What kind of identity do you think your team is establishing on the defensive end?
Well, in terms of deflections and kills, this is the best group that we've had to this point. We've already exceeded the number of games, or maybe matched the number of games where we had 8 kills last year. I think we have the exact same number right now that we had all year last year. Our deflection overall number is up, and Providence was the first game in a long, long time where we had over 32 deflections in regulation. Didn't win the game. Now, we did go to overtime, but our guys are doing a great job with that. We've got to continue emphasizing getting our hands on the basketball and being disruptive. Our defensive identity, again, is something that we've got to get more consistent with, particularly among our best offensive players. Cam Jones, Tyler Kolek, Oso Ighodaro, those guys, we ask them to do so much. I mean, they are out there the most. They have the most responsibilities. They're doing a lot from a leadership standpoint, but they also got to defend and they got to rebound. as does the rest of our team. So we'll keep working to grow and improve. I like our group, I like the connectivity we have, and excited about heading into this next stretch.
When we started the season offensively, we spoke about, scoring by committee and having to replace the production from last year. And how do you think your group has done that with Cam and Oso and Omax and David Joplin? They're all averaging double figures. Tyler's kind of right behind them. Yeah. Offensively, has it been what you thought it might be?
Well, yes. I think that our guys, first of all, share the ball better than we did last year. We have a better offensive team overall. Justin was a unique player in that he could just score in bunches the way that he did, and he was such a physical force for other teams to deal with. So we don't necessarily have someone like that, but I think we do have more versatility scoring-wise. Again, we pass the ball better. I think Oso's playmaking ability is unique. And then Cam Jones is a guy, along with David Joplin, as they continue to grow into being men, those guys are just going to be really, really hard to deal with scoring the basketball. They're just right in that kind of in-between boys and men. And, it makes sense. They're sophomores, but those guys are gifted on that end.
Shaka Smart's interview is presented by Wintrust, Wisconsin's bank, the official banking partner of Marquette University.
Golden Eagles fans, open a Marquette checking account with Wintrust Wisconsin's bank today and score golden perks like a $50 opening bonus, free ATMs nationwide, and your very own exclusive MU Golden Eagles debit card. Rep the blue and gold at home or on the road. And don't miss this golden opportunity to let everyone know. Scan now to open your account today. Wintrust Wisconsin's bank, proud to be the official bank of Marquette University.
Now's the time for a healthy start. So let's move. Let's rest and recharge. And put our health first. Let's be well. To do that, let's eat well. Breathe deep. Find joy in the little moments. And do what we love with who we love. Together, let's live well. Aurora Healthcare.
When you've been injured, you need a winning team on your side. Call Gruber Law Offices today, a proud partner of Marquette Athletics. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
We first opened during the Great Depression, and we've been open for over 85 years now. Through everything that's come our way, we've stayed open by working to make life easier, better, and fresher. By making a real difference in the communities we serve. And by being the kind of place where your money always goes a little further. That's why we're open. Come see for yourself.
Inside Marquette basketball continues here at the Al McGuire Center with head coach Shaka Smart and coach. Big East Conference play, it's underway, and we know that it's a challenge every night playing in the Big East. So your 2 games into your conference schedule. It started with the Creighton game here at home, big win for your team, and it was right after finals. Students stayed back. It was a great atmosphere at Pfizer Forum. So what did you take away from the Creighton game and just getting back into conference play?
Well, Creighton was picked to win our league. They had multiple guys that were, talked about coming into the season as all-conference players or even All-American performers. Their big kid, Ryan Kalkbrenner, was kind of questionable going into the game, so it was an interesting preparation because we had to prepare for them with him, but also prepare for them without him. It turned out that he didn't play, and so our guys, we told our guys it's going to be a war either way. They're very difficult to defend because of all the different options they have on the floor. They're very well coached. But I thought our guys did a good job. It was one of our better defensive games of the year. Believe it or not, Sophia, a lot of times it comes down to having a healthy level of respect and even fear for what the other team can do if you're not at your best. And I thought our guys had that against Creighton. And as a fan, you may say, well, have that all the time. As a coach, I say I agree. But our job is to create that in these 18 to 22-year-old guys.
Another highlight offensively was Stevie Mitchell. That dunk, I think got your bench going, got the guys on the floor going. Stevie's not a guy that we have talked about a lot. How has Stevie, established such a great role on your team?
Well, I'm glad you brought him up. I was actually going to bring him up if you didn't. So basketball-wise, he's established a great role on our team through his effort, the spirit that he brings, his unselfishness, his willingness on the defensive end to take on any challenge, and just sheer energy. He did a really good job in that Creighton game, and he's just a guy that the bottom line is on any team, the goal is for the team, the whole, to be greater than the sum of the parts. And Stevie's a guy, I don't care what team you put him on, he's going to make the whole greater than the sum of the parts if he has anything to say about it. And then the other thing about Stevie I wanted to mention is the guy is one in a million as a person and student and athlete combined. We just got the grades for first semester, and our team did great. Our team GPA was over 3.2. We had 11 guys that had a 3.4 or higher. But Stevie Mitchell, kind of stands apart. He had 4.0.
Wow.
He took 6 classes. And we're not talking about basket weaving. I know we don't have that here at Marquette, but the guy, he just doesn't cease to amaze with what he's doing in the College of Business. And again, to combine that with the dedication and the work and the time that he puts in here as a basketball player, and then all the other things he does off the court to make the community better, he's truly a one-of-a-kind guy.
Well, after that great Creighton win, you hit the road, Providence, always a very tough opponent, and sure enough, it turned out to be a back-and-forth game going to double overtime.
Well, I thought in the first half, Providence really came out and was the aggressor early in the game, but I thought our guys really battled back, put us within, striking distance at halftime. Second half really came out and played with great aggressiveness. We were able to build a lead. It was an interesting game because overall, statistically, we played pretty well offensively, but in that last 6-7 minutes, we hit an offensive lull. And we had the ball in the hands of our best players, Tyler Kolek, Oso Ighodaro, Cam Jones, David Joplin. Our guys really, really battled back in the first overtime. I think we were down 8. And then we pressed and got some steals and forced a second overtime. And, just a couple plays did not go our way. Obviously, it was a huge free throw differential, which didn't help. And they were able to come out on top.
Well, 2 of the 4 losses have come in overtime. What do you think your team is learning from these games and going through these, really challenging overtime games that force you to do extra?
Well, all 4 of those games have been really close games, even the 2 that didn't go to overtime. So I think, this is typical of a young team with guys in different roles than they've been in the past. And that is, we have to learn how to win these games as a group together. So I think it's a great learning experience for our guys. Remember, our goal is to grow as much as any team in the country. So from that standpoint, those moments do force you to grow. And they do force you to self-reflect as a team, as coaches, as players. And so, hopefully we can take a lot from that.
Inside Marquette Basketball is brought to you by Aurora Healthcare. Live well to be well.
Now's the time for a healthy start. So let's move. Let's rest and recharge. And put our health first. Let's be well. To do that, let's eat well. Breathe deep. Find joy in the little moments. And do what we love with who we love. Together, let's live well. Aurora Healthcare.
Golden Eagles fans, open a Marquette checking account with Wintrust Wisconsin's Bank today and score golden perks like a $50 opening bonus, free ATMs nationwide, and your very own exclusive MU Golden Eagles debit card. Rep the blue and gold at home or on the road. And don't miss this golden opportunity to let everyone know. Scan now to open your account today. Wintrust Wisconsin's Bank, proud to be the official bank of Marquette University.
Become who you're truly meant to be. Marquette University. Be the difference.
We first opened during the Great Depression, and we've been open for over 85 years now. Through everything that's come our way, we've stayed open by working to make life easier, better, and fresher. By making a real difference in the communities we serve. And by being the kind of place where your money always goes a little further. That's why we're open. Come see for yourself.
Welcome back to Inside Marquette Basketball here with head coach Shaka Smart. And earlier this season, we had a chance to have assistant coach DeAndre Haynes mic'd up for the North Carolina Central game at Pfizer Forum. Here's what Coach Haynes had to say during the game.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. The theme of the game is sharp edge tonight. So we want to be sharp in everything we do, but we want to play on edge. You know, we got a lot of games, we had audacity. We played against Baylor, we had vicious eyes. You know, we just want these guys to be locked in.
Hey, K1, don't get screened one time. All right, show me what you got on both ends of the floor right now.
If you don't see these guys on edge, look at me, because that's part of my job to make sure they're ready, you know, on edge to start the game from start to finish.
Yes, sir! Good pass, good shot!
Part of my job is to have these guys ready, you know, to have them in the present, break down what kind of sets they're running, and to just have our guys ready.
Hands, get one, Cam! Stay there! Drop, drop, drop! Here you go, here you go! Take your cut! Roll in place! Going down! I like it, Stevie!
Going into this game, you know, we're playing against North Carolina Central, they run a lot of sets, so you can't go over all of them, but as long as we stick to our principles, I make sure our guys know some of the main things to be ready for.
Good job!
And then some of the things we want to be locked in on, which we believe in. And, you know, first is getting 32 plus deflections, getting 8 kills a game, being locked in.
Take it, hand! Go, push! Point guard, big guard! Got him! Take your time! Oh, bang that! And one! Also like a big guard out there right now.
Each assistant coach, like Neil and I, we have the defense here. We the two-headed monster that come to the defense. So, you know, for this game here, I watched like 5 or 6 games, broke down all their sets, looked at their tendencies, broke down the personnel and worked with Cody on that and try to have our players prepared for what's to come.
Ball screen! UCLA, ball screen!
Hopefully tonight I do a good job of having these guys prepared for what they're going to run.
Chase, let's go, baby.
Go, Chase, rock out.
Coming over! Good! Oh yeah, put him in the rim, bang!
We got some really good players, and I told our team, this team here is really good. They're 5th in the country at 3-point field goal percentage.
Stay up!
They can really shoot the ball.
K1, going left side first. Defeat this screen.
One thing about us, we call it Respect 94. We're going to respect this team.
Yes, sir, K1!
Right now, if I got Stevie Mitchell, right, he's guarding Justin Wright. If I have Stevie Mitchell locked in on his tendencies and locked in what we do, we want to get deflections on the ball. We want to bring that violence. We want to bring that heat to him, make him feel us.
I love it, Stevie.
If I have Stevie locked in on that, then we don't have to worry about their plays.
Hey, way to get your body up in your team, baby.
We have Omex locked in on Monroe tonight, you know, knowing that he's a Curry. Anytime he catch the ball, he want to shoot. You know, if I have those guys ready to not let him get a shot, it doesn't matter what plays they run. What we do defensively, that's all we need.
Hey, BG, you see that? You can do that too. Shot fake him.
Hey, we're not playing with these guys.
Right on him and finish that, just like that. Hey, you got it. Be ready to get back in.
I love doing this job and love having our guys ready for it and be prepared for the game.
Ready to shoot, everybody. Ready to shoot, baseline. Hey, good pass.
Coach, I know that your assistants and your support staff have a big role in the success of your team, and it's I imagine it's a very collaborative effort with your support staff. So to hear from Coach Haynes during the game in that North Carolina Central game, how big of a role do they have in terms of helping your players prepare, execute game plans, and then the feedback that we heard from Coach Haynes of the communication with the players during the games as well?
I think any head coach will tell you, Sophia, it is impossible to have a successful season and have a great team without having a great coaching staff, and a coaching staff that comes together, works together, makes each other better, makes the players better, and helps me be my best. It's really a collaborative effort. We have guys that just bring different mindsets, different experience. When you talk about DeAndre, Cody Hatt is one of a kind. Neil Berry brings a very, very unique perspective. Nevada Smith is a guy that's coached at a different level and has a much different lens. And then some of the younger guys on our support staff are huge as well.
You mentioned the relationships, and that starts when you're recruiting, right? And then you ultimately bring them into your program, and even when they're here. How important is that to establish that continuity and that consistency and have, those resources available for your players?
It's very important to me. I was raised by a single mom, and so my coaches were truly father figures to me. And when I played, if my coach said, run through that wall, I was going to try to run through that wall. Basketball, and I think the world has changed to some extent, and it's maybe a little bit more complicated than that. There has to be a little bit more explanation of why. There has to be more time spent on the relationship, and there has to be, I think, more of an understanding of who is this young man that I'm coaching, what makes him tick. So our staff does a really good job. We break our guys up into groups where each assistant coach has a group of mentees. Basically, he is the life coach of that mentee. He's in charge of overseeing everything going on in that young man's life so that we can make sure that we give guidance on academics, on basketball, obviously, on their strength and conditioning development, on mental health, on every part of their life, make sure that nothing slips through the cracks.
Inside Marquette Basketball is presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Injuries can affect every part of your life. Trust our team at Gruber Law Offices to get you back in the game. Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of Marquette Athletics. One call, that's all.
Golden Eagles fans, open a Marquette checking account with Wintrust Wisconsin's Bank today and score golden perks like a $50 opening bonus, free ATMs nationwide, and your very own exclusive MU Golden Eagles debit card. Rep the blue and gold at home or on the road. And don't miss this golden opportunity to let everyone know. Scan now to open your account today. Wintrust Wisconsin's Bank, proud to be the official bank of Marquette University.
Now's the time for a healthy start. So let's move. Let's rest and recharge. And put our health first. Let's be well. To do that, let's eat well. Breathe deep. Find joy in the little moments. And do what we love with who we love. Together, let's live well. Aurora Healthcare.
We first opened during the Great Depression, and we've been open for over 85 years now. Through everything that's come our way, we've stayed open by working to make life easier, better, and fresher. By making a real difference in the communities we serve. And by being the kind of place where your money always goes a little further. That's why we're open. Come see for yourself.
Inside Marquette Basketball is presented by Wintrust, Wisconsin's Bank, the official banking partner of Marquette University. Aurora Healthcare, live well to be well. And by Gruber Law Offices, one call, that's all.
I don't know if you guys are aware of this or not. Tonight was a nice milestone victory for our head coach. 300th victory as a head coach.
I haven't scored a basket in any of them, guys. All right, one reminder, because I know Tyler needs this. If you got papers or anything left, finish strong, do what you need to do.
Yes, sir.
Congrats, coach. Congrats, coach.
Hey! 300 on 3, 1, 2, 3.
There was a big milestone for you personally after the Creighton win, your 300th career victory. I know you didn't want to spend a lot of time talking about yourself and that milestone for yourself, but you did mention all the players that you've had the opportunity to coach in that time. You kind of joked it means you've been coaching a long time. You've had great success, but I was wondering how you feel that you've grown personally as a coach when you think about your first win to where you are now.
Just learning a lot through experience, trial and error. I think learning about different types of players. You know, I talked a little bit earlier about how I was as a player, and I think as a young coach, before you have a lot of experience, you kind of see things through that lens, how you would have looked at it when you were a player.
Do you think about, you know, when you were playing in your time, were you already thinking about being a coach?
No, I mean, I always wanted to play as long as I could play. I just love basketball so much and being in the gym. And I'll be honest, Sophia, for me, when I was in college, about my junior year, I started having real, anxiety about my career coming to an end. Because, and this is the case for most of our guys, when you play college basketball and you put everything you have into it, it truly can become your only identity. And that was the case for me. I mean, I was a good student, but in terms of how I identified, I was a basketball player. As it was coming to an end, that was a real, identity crisis, I would say, for me. But I played for 2 college coaches. My first college coach, Bill Brown, who again is like a father to me, he called me during my junior year and he said, listen, I know you've got some different opportunities academically, but if you want to go into coaching, when you get done with your career, you can come be a graduate assistant for me.
And worth it, right? Worth the journey?
To be able to stay in the game, in coaching, and as a GA, I'm 22 years old. I was at the Division II level, so you don't have a huge staff, so I'm working guys out, I'm doing scouting reports, I'm doing recruiting. It was terrific for me, and it was a great introduction to coaching. I made $90 every 2 weeks in my first year as a graduate assistant, and I wouldn't have traded it for anything. Sophia, I lived in an apartment, if you can believe it, that cost $150 a month. So you can imagine what type of place that was. But I loved it. I was so happy, and it was a great introduction to this business and being in it for the right reasons.
Well, congratulations on 300 wins. Hopefully many, many more as we get more into the Big East Conference season. It's going to be a busy week for your team. Thanks, Coach, for the time. That's Inside Marquette Basketball here with head coach Shaka Smart.
This has been a presentation from Learfield.